Alright, so we're looking at the expressions bakery. Okay, so over the top, you got two options. When you bake your expressions, you can remove the expression or just disable them. Alright, so that should be self-explanatory. What you may not be familiar with is this option to back up expression as a marker comment, and we'll look at that shortly. So over here, there are two baking modes, alright? So one's called intelligent bake and the other one is a normal bake. Default will be set to intelligent bake, but I want to show you the difference and why we have two. And also your oven size or your baking range. So you can bake across the work area range, the entire timeline, or a single frame. Single frame will be based on where your current timeline indicator is. And the keyframes that you create when you bake your expressions, you have options for linear, continuous, or Bezier, and roving, or even a whole keyframe. So that's quite interesting. We'll cover utilities shortly. So normal bake, you must select your property with the expression, then we'll bake it. I've set the keyframe count percentage to 50%. Let's see what we get. There it is. But even at 50%, it's creating keyframes at every frame. So a lot depends on the expression. All right. Now, unfortunately, the algorithm is not so great, to be honest. It will quite often create a keyframe at every frame. All right. So just take note of that. But that's where the intelligent bake comes in. Now, this option, backup expression, is marker comment. So if I hold my cursor on the marker, you will see the comment there. So that's the expression. If you double click on the marker, you will see the comment in there. So the original expression has been backed up here, essentially. All right, just in case you want it. And based on what I said here, it's to remove the expression. Okay, I'm gonna undo. We're gonna look at the intelligent bake now. It's got an option, use layer markers as value guides. Um, for some expressions, you can put a marker where where you specifically want to have a keyframe, and the algorithm will do its best to create a keyframe at that frame. All right. Maybe let's try that later, but first let's look at IntelliBake, yeah, or Intelligent Bake. So select the property and click here. And as you can see the difference, it created a bunch of keyframes at the start between the two keyframes here, because what this script does is it's a look at or a point at script, and where I had a marker, it created a keyframe for me. All right, based on this checkbox being checked. And again, towards the end here, it's got keyframes and nothing in between. So that's what Intelligent Bake does. So all in all, it's a lot quicker. Instead of processing every frame, well, it does actually calculate so that it knows where or when to create keyframes. I'm gonna undo, and I'm gonna try whole keyframe this time. And if we zoom in, you can see those are whole keyframes. So what's neat about this, to be honest, I've not experimented much, just a little bit. If it's a position or maybe even rotation, you can get some staccato or some jerky movements, um, side effects, which may look interesting actually. All right, so you may want to play with that. So, so um, Let's try disable, and let's try Bezier or continuous. Right, this is just warning me to, well, not warning, alerting me. I need to select at least one property. Right, done. Now next we'll look at the expression utilities here, and we'll look at this guy. It's got a bunch of effect controls, slider controls to be precise, and they all have expressions. So on the top row we've got clear, that means remove expressions, and then the bottom row toggle, that means either on or off depending on the current state. So if you don't select any expressions, you can click on this guy here and it will just select the layer, so at least it knows. And as you can see, they're all gone. Alright, so you don't have to select the expression. Over here it says only clear selected expression. So if I selected this guy, select the property, you cleared those two and not the other three. Let me undo. Okay, and the other option is clear unselected, and this is within the layer. So assuming I want to keep this guy but not the others, so you just select the one you want to keep and you click on this button here. So it will remove the unselected ones, retaining or keeping only this one. Alrighty, so the toggle works the same way, doesn't remove, it just switches on or off. Alright, so those expressions are still there, they've just been toggled off, and if you click again they will be on. Alright, because toggle means on off. Alrighty, some expressions, this one's a bit on the advanced, intermediate advanced. Essentially when you put a pause rise time 0, or if you don't put a number, it's going to be, the default value is 0 actually. So what's going to happen is After Effects will calculate just once for that on the first frame for that property. So if you know your expressions well, you will know when to use this. I've got a blog on my site which talks quite a bit about this. If you don't know, then don't use it, because you're going to mess things up. Essentially, you apply it on properties that don't animate but need to calculate certain values or a specific value at a specific point in time. That's when you choose this option, and if you click, what it will do, it will apply the pause rise, time 0 at the first line of your expression.